So hello all and welcome. It is I, the realist philosopher. And in today's video, I wanted to review this chick from, I guess, a TikTok compilation, originally put together by HL Talk That Thought. I'm going to fast forward to the parts where he gives his exposition. I just want to give my opinion of the content. I want to use his. He does a great job, though, of finding this content and compiling it. I'm too lazy to do that. So he finds these wackadoo broads so people like me can, talk about them. So anyway, let's get into this video.
Today I walked away from my marriage and I left my husband. Not everything you see on social media is the truth, and it's been a really long, hard
Does that apply to you? Because you're on social media now, so should we believe what you say? No.
battle of trying to make things work. And
Well, if it's such a hard battle, why would you put yourself in that position in the first place? I don't get it. It's a hard battle, then stay married to your husband. No, because social media told me I would be happier divorced, even though not everything on social media is the truth. Okay, continue.
I can only take so much emotional and verbal and psychological neglect that
No such thing as. What do you mean verbal neglect? He didn't talk to me. Psychological neglect, emotional neglect. These are not real things.
I have to start thinking about my future child and protecting her as well.
From what? Neglect! Well, isn't that? I don't understand. Don't you have that now? So you're leaving your husband so that your husband won't be there to neglect your kid. It's the same difference, isn't it? He doesn't talk to us. He doesn't show me emotion. Oh, he doesn't. What the hell is psychological neglect? So he's not there enough, and now you're moving out and divorcing him, and he's not there at all. Isn't that worse? You're so concerned about neglect. He's not even going to be there now, you dumb broad.
And as much as it hurts, it was for the best.
Cope.
But
Copium.
obviously, I'm really, really upset that things turned out this way.
Wait. If you say I'm upset things turned out this way, that's you abdicating responsibility and saying this happened to me. No, you made it happen. A divorce didn't happen to you. You chose it.
But it had to be done. Because
Why?
I
Cope.
was going to miscarry if it didn't, from the stress of having to deal with a toxic relationship.
That's social media speak, by the way. Why was it toxic? Because he wasn't around. So now I'm divorcing him, and he'll never be around.
I asked for prayers and I asked for peace and kindness.
What prayers? I'm not praying for you. I love how she talks about prayers, by the way. Christians talk about prayers, honey. Yeah, some good Christian you are. You're divorcing your husband.
Please don't contact my husband. Don't.
If you didn't want people to contact your husband, you wouldn't be going online and spreading lies and disinformation and nonsense about the guy and trying to frame him in the light of an evil abuser.
Don't ask any questions that I'm not ready to answer. I just need peace and love right now.
I need peace and love, so I'm going online to expose myself to lies and disinformation and people's abuse. And possible abuse of my husband.
As I go back to my single mom by choice, not by choice journey,
What do you mean choice but not by choice? Oh my. Oh, I'm a victim
it's a nightmare.
by choice.
I'm living in a nightmare.
Of your choosing.
So please, I just wanted to give an update, and that's what's been going on.
An update to who? Total strangers? Get a life.
And um,
Well, she had a life, but then she threw it away.
just please be kind and supportive, and please pray, because I'm
You mean like you were kind to your husband by framing him as a monster and then leaving him?
obviously hurting so bad right now. This was not an easy decision, and it's not something I wanted to do, but it needed to happen.
Why?
So please just pray for me and for baby Hannah.
Is she just sympathy farming? Okay, fast forward a bit, and we got some more woman prattle.
Hey guys, I wanted to do a story time explaining how
Wow, that's an ugly dog. Jeez.
I went from getting married in 24 hours to becoming a single mom by choice.
Got married in 24 hours. What's that? We got a bubble there. I am new here. Why couldn't the person you were supposed to marry be the? Okay, so she's cleaned up there. She's not a bad looking broad. Fresh, clean face. No plastic surgery. Looks like she's got a decent body. Something weird going on with one of the eyes there. A little off kilter, but she's not bad. I mean, she's crazy though, so yeah.
Me and my ex were together for 5 years. In 2019, I became pregnant with triplets. I ended up miscarrying all 3 of them.
Triplets. Would you try to have one of those in vitro deals?
They were all ruptured ectopic pregnancies that actually killed me once, and then almost
Killed her once. So, what do you mean killed you once? I guess she maybe flatlined for a short period of time. Ectopic, by the way, is when the eggs they go outside the wound and they like attach themselves instead to organs and such. So it's very dangerous. Yeah.
again for a second time with internal bleeding. We went through infertility treatment to accomplish that pregnancy. It was an IUI with natural conception, so there was never any question like if we wanted kids or not wanted kids. It was always assumed from that point on. This past year, I scheduled an appointment with my infertility doctor, and when I went in, they told me that I had pretty much 0 eggs left in my ovarian reserve, and that if I wanted a family, it was now or never. On the way home from that appointment, my ex straight up told me that he wanted nothing to do with a baby. He would not feed it. He would not care for it. He would not love it. He wanted absolutely nothing to do with it, and to use a sperm donor.
Sounds like he's telling you he doesn't want to be married to you anymore. That he doesn't even want to be married. So there's some context and some timeline missing here. So missing information. If a dude is telling you he doesn't want a baby and he doesn't want anything to do with a kid and you should get a sperm donor, isn't that him telling you he doesn't want to be with you anymore? Because if he stays with you and you get knocked up by some other dude using, juice in a test tube, then he's going to have to take care of that kid if he's actually married to you at that time or living with you at that time. It's going to cost him money. He has no choice in the matter. So how did he go from that desire to not want to have a kid to wanting to have a kid? What happened? Well, let's see.
I was completely caught off guard, like I said.
By the way, if he doesn't want kids and you want kids, why are you two together? Let me explain something to you all out there, okay? You can't get with people who have different values than you. What are values? Things that you value. Like if I don't value kids, I don't want kids. Right? If I value kids, I want kids. So if you have different values, now you can of course have differential values on little things. Like I like red licorice, she likes black licorice. I value red licorice, she values black. Well, we can get past that. But if you value marriage and she don't value marriage, why would you get married? It's like the stupidest thing you could possibly do. So there's some foundational aspects of a relationship, value-wise, that you must share. It's a requirement. So you dummy broad you, why would you get this guy? Why would you try and convince him, probably browbeat him, into having a kid with you when he doesn't want to have a kid? Oh, because, I spent my early, mid, late 20s bebopping around on the CC and, now I have no time left. So, he's the only guy. If I do what I should do and go my own way, go our separate ways and find another dude, it'll take too long. Yeah, I gotta find another dude, we gotta get to know each other, we gotta go through all the rigmarole, it'll take years, and by then I'll have no kids at all, there'll be no possibility, no chance. See, to browbeat this guy, I'm guessing, and having kids with you, cause your time is up. And again, that's your fault!
We were supposed to get married the next day. This was never a question if we wanted kids or didn't. We already went through fertility treatment to get.
No. It wasn't a question until it was. So you went through the fertility treatments, you miscarried, and then after that happened, he didn't want to go through it again. Probably because it cost too much freaking money. He probably spent 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 grand. I mean, who knows how much money this guy spent? A lot of freaking money. So he changed his mind. So instead of respecting him changing his mind, she browbeat the guy, and 24 hours later convinced him to marry her and try again. And you're surprised things didn't work out? I'm gonna drag you to this movie you hate. You're gonna like it. And he goes to the movie and he doesn't like it. And he's pissed you dragged him to the movie. Oh, yeah, no kidding, honey. You force people to do things. You make people do things. You browbeat them into doing things. You guilt them into doing things they don't want to do. Turns out it's not going to work out very well. Yeah.
Pregnant before.
Yeah, but things change. So you got pregnant before, miscarried, now you're not pregnant, and he doesn't want to spend all that money again, doesn't want to go through all that hassle, all that time. He wants an out. And by the way, he probably doesn't want to be with you in the first place, so that was just a convenient excuse for him to get away from you. And I don't blame him.
So at that point, I chose to become a single mom by choice just because my heart and desire to be a mom is something I've always had.
This doesn't make any sense. So he married you. You convinced him to marry you within 24 hours. And then you got yourself pregnant again. And then you decided to leave him. I'm confused. Why did you go through the trouble, the work of convincing this guy to marry you within 24 hours and have another kid, only to leave him? Make up your mind. What do you put?
Anyone that thinks having a biological dad is better than no dad is just plain ignorant, because my child will live a much happier and healthier life without that in it.
How do you know that? What are you, a seer? You're not the prognosticator of prognosticators. That's me! You're wrong. You're wrong. I haven't heard anything yet that would indicate that. It doesn't sound like the father is a drug addict, alcoholic, actually abusive, which is why you're bringing up all these nebulous, non-terms, psychologically neglectful.
Without the abuse, so.
Here we go. What abuse? I've heard no abuse, and I guarantee you if there was abuse, we would have heard it. Specifics.
Like I said, him doing what he did really did get me away from a situation, and I have no regrets. So I hope that kind of explains better of how I ended up where I am. And
doesn't explain anything. You're not explaining anything.
And thank you all for listening.
1, 2, 3.
Does she seem stable to you? Wow. Right there, that reaction, it's like, oh boy. You need to run, pal. That's a huge red flag.
I told you. I told you were gonna get pregnant.
Wow.
Here,
That's like an overreaction emotionally. I mean, I guess, is that normal? I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe she never thought she would have kids, and that strikes me as a red flag, yo.
Hold on.
What the heck? She's got a tattoo on her right wrist of a cross.
Hold it up to the camera.
That's a red flag too, by the way.
No.
Jeez.
She got me all emotional.
Is that her mom in the background?
Needs a donor daddy when you have a real daddy. I did a gender reveal and then I find out I'm pregnant. Like a little backwards, but it works. But you did it.
Did it.
Who needs a donor daddy when I have a real daddy? Seems like you wanted a bio daddy, and it seemed like he was an okay bio daddy, and it seems like you had no issue with him as the bio daddy, and you thought he'd be a great daddy, but then once you were divorced, you changed your tune.
We don't have to do it again.
Unbelievable, thank God.
Well, you're gonna have a boy next.
If we do it again,
Yeah,
it'll
well-
be a boy in a long time, but
So you need to understand that these kind of in vitro procedures are just this roller coaster ride of emotion, and women love that stuff, but men, who knows how many failed attempts there were? We don't know. I mean, this woman is clearly barren. Her womb is just, there's tumbleweeds floating in there and dust. Mildew's growing, but no kids. And so, who knows how many times they tried to get pregnant, and he's just like, it's enough. I can't handle it. Egg takes, doesn't take. Miscarriage, try again, miscarriage, try again, doesn't take. And not only the emotional roller coaster, which we don't want, but the tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. So can you blame the guy for eventually saying, okay, that's enough? And by the way, why were they trying to get pregnant when they weren't even married? Put the cart before the horse. Yo, you should have been married before that. And she's supposedly a Christian. She got the cross. She took about pray for me. You would think you would know better, sweetheart. No.
The whole process was,
the egg retrieval, everything.
yeah, everything, the egg retrieval, all that, like, putting it in you, just doing it again, it's a nightmare. So,
No, but she's
I
gonna
know,
stay.
I know for sure, I know for sure, there's
Only
no way.
like 6 more weeks of PIO and then we're done.
Wow, I'm blown away.
Like you did it. We did it, baby.
Unbelievable.
You don't believe in God. Like this is proof that
So she's religious, even though she divorced her husband. And he doesn't believe in God. See, these are the fundamental foundational aspects of a relationship, because religion has a great deal to do with, the kind of ethics that you follow, your moral framework, your values at a foundational level. So if you have different religions, you shouldn't be getting married. Like if one of you was a Muslim and one of you was a devout Christian, don't get married. If one of you is a devout Christian and the other is an atheist, you don't get married. Hiya!
God is real, because this is like the impossible.
Confirmation bias there, but anyway, sweetheart.
And everyone's here. Like I normally test by myself, and everyone's here.
This all seems to be more about social media and chasing social media clout and getting attention and validation on social media than a relationship with her husband.
Then he walks in like everyone. My mom picks up at 2 a.m. thinking I'm in the back of an ambulance. Like
You professional video over here.
Back of an ambulance? So, I mean, this chick has literally nearly bled out, died on multiple occasions. Oh, can you blame this guy for not wanting to go through all this stuff again and again and again?
like it just I didn't.
Wow.
So and by the way, she puts herself through all of this stuff. She puts him through all of this stuff. She literally forces him. You don't marry me. If you ever have another kid with me, I'm gonna probably leave. I'm gonna leave you. That's probably what happened. And then she leaves him. You go through all this, and he doesn't want it, but he still sticks with it. But you end up leaving, even though you got everything you wanted. You can't make him happy. You're damned if you do. You're damned if you don't.
I love you.
Apparently not.
You were in shock, weren't you?
I'm
You
still
didn't know what-
shocked, I
You didn't
mean,
know what you were walking.
I knew
in.
you were gonna get pregnant, it's just a little shocking to actually see it, it's like, but honestly, 100, I told you 1,000,000%, there's no way you're not.
I lost
Instead of ain't this time, it's never.
She keeps obsessing over the. You notice that throughout the video? She's obsessing over the Iron Girl. All she cares about is the entertainment value and how perfect the broadcast is. She doesn't seem at all concerned about interacting with her husband at this point. Boyfriend? I don't know what the timeline is here. I guess this is the second pregnancy attempt, so now they're married. She's concerned about the wrong things. That's this woman's problem.
Ghetto.
Priorities are way out of whack. Where's the eye? Meanwhile, your husband is there trying to get your attention, your validation, form some kind of bond with you, interact with you on an emotional level. But he's emotionally neglectful as he's got his arm around your shoulder and is trying to comfort you and have a moment with you, and you're obsessed with the eye. I think this is projection here. I think you're the one that's emotionally neglectful, sweetheart.
It's a girl. Oh my god, baby. I'm freaking pregnant. You got me. You did it.
Wow.
Yay.
Yeah.
I can tell you the good thing about the bio daddy. You know where you can find him, so you can get child support and alimony out of him.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
I love
I
you.
love you.
I'm sorry you found out like this, but it was a good way, I guess.
Probably gonna get fired after this one.
Tell him that your wife's pregnant.
Your wife's pregnant.
Yeah.
This guy even married her to give her the security women always claim they want. As you may all see here on the screen, this guy chose to support her even though he didn't want kids, but he agreed to it so that he can please her. Well, this is a mistake that no man should ever make.
So she's got a decent figure, decent body. Okay. That eye being off kilter doesn't work for me. Call me shallow. But she's not a horrible looking broad. The body's nice. So, okay. There's that. But she seems to find all her meaning and happiness and joy in the social media aspect. But that doesn't last. Okay? That dopamine hit goes away eventually, and it gets less and less and less and less over time. And I guess she found out that wasn't enough to sustain a relationship. Maybe she confused the dopamine hits from all the social media clout and attention, confused that with the, joy and the pleasure and the meaning and the good feeling she got from the relationship, which obviously weren't very much, apparently.
Do not get under a woman's program because they are all drove by emotions. And when their emotions change, they also completely change their so-called plan, and they will remove you like you never existed.
Yeah. She found out that the honeymoon period doesn't last forever, right? And the pleasure, the dopamine, all those good emotions, all that hit that she got from all the social media attention, got less and less and less and less. That, that was gone, and the, honeymoon period left, and the butterflies was gone. Oh, geez, I'm feeling empty now. I need to chase some more feels. I need to chase some more fifis, so gotta find an excuse to get out.
A woman's loyalty is very much different than a man's loyalty. There is nothing more emasculating than a man who follows a woman. You're gonna have to have self-respect if you want to be respected by others.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, this woman obviously wore the pants in the relationship. This guy clearly is lacking in self-esteem, lacking in self-respect. He's not religious. He doesn't know he's supposed to be the person leading the household. She's very religious, supposedly, but she's not at all, in name only. So she doesn't treat him like the head of the household. Of course, he doesn't act like it, so what do you expect, right? And if you don't act like the head of the household, if you don't put yourself in that position, she's certainly not gonna, and she's gonna be the one ending up wearing the pants.
So, fellas, never give a woman that kind of power.
Yep, I agree. So, good video, great example of how you don't comport yourself in a relationship. You got to be the boss. Okay, you got to be the boss. There's a reason that the man is the head of the household and the woman is supposed to submit. because the man is the natural leader. He is the best person for that position. Women are too emotional. They don't make rational, reasonable decisions on the same level as a man. And if you're going to be a leader, you got to be rational, you got to be reasonable. You can't make your decisions based on sophistry, based on emotional thinking and emotional arguments and emotional reasoning, which is actually the exact opposite of actual reason. So that's the way things have to be. If you follow a woman, you're going to end up with nothing more than chaos. And in a relationship, the leader has to be somebody who creates order, and that means a man. Unfortunately, this guy, atheist, which means he's probably also a male feminist, believes in all the equality between the sexes, meaning he thinks men and women are the same, and then any differences are nothing more than social constructs, and that a woman can lead just as well as a man. And I have so little self-esteem, so little self-respect, that I'm going to defer to her because I don't think I can do better. And I have a scarcity mindset, so, I'm going to pestilize her and treat her so great because I think that's going to keep her there. And it's not going to be my value and what I bring to the table that keeps her there because I don't have or believe I have much value. Yeah. Guys, got to value yourselves. You got to know what your positive traits are. You got to know what you're bringing to the table. You got to be self-aware enough to know what value you have, that you have value. Otherwise, she's not going to see you as somebody valuable. And it's going to be that much easier for her to hit the bricks, as this chick did, even though she got everything she wanted. And of course, Western women, it really doesn't matter. Truth be told, how much value you have or believe you have, they're incentivized to leave. That's why you got to know your value and bring that value to the table, which you can only do if you know what it is, and then get the heck out of America and go overseas. Don't marry Western women. Do not get with Western broads. Anyway, on that note, I am out of here. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not already. Please give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and if you could, check out my GoFundMe. I recently had a near-death experience of my own, but much more severe than what this woman actually experienced. I was in the hospital, I was in a coma, had a heart attack. It was very bad. I'm still trying to recover. So if you could make a donation to my GoFundMe, I'd greatly appreciate it. Go check the link out in the description. I'll tell you a little more about what I went through. Anyhow, I am the Realist Philosopher, and I wish you all a good and pleasant day. Take care.